Alrighty. What's going on, everybody? Happy Thursday. Man, we're almost through the first quarter. Actually, half the year's almost done. Isn't that, or not half? Jesus, I am. Nope. That's why I took pre-algebra in college. We're almost a quarter of the way through the year. So excited today. Another great guest, and another pretty cool product that I really like. I think everything's about content these days and making money, and everybody wants to be a content creator. And I think I think Aaron's product's pretty cool, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But for those of you who are tuning in now or in the future, first off, my buddy let me know there's different colored backgrounds, so now we have a cool purple background that matches our vibe. So that's cool. But basically, this show slash podcast is focused on finding companies doing really cool shit you probably haven't heard of yet and talking about them. So brought Aaron Decker on the show, talk about his company Bounty. So hopefully y'all enjoyed today. Jake, it's good to be with you today, man.
Oh, thanks, man.
It's good to be with you.
It's good to be back. It's been weeks. Missed you all. Aaron, I didn't even know you before this. I missed you. That's how many weeks it's been for me to be back.
Oh, Jake's been a little busy, which totally get, but we're glad to have him back. So, Aaron, let's give the people what they want. Who are you? What does Bounty do? And then we'll go from there.
So I'm Aaron Decker. I'm the head of engineering and a co-founder at Bounty. And we do influencer marketing for D2C brands. We're a Shopify app. What we do is we try to turn your existing customers into influencers for you.
Easy enough. I love it. And then tell me about yourself real quick, just at a high level and kind of your background before getting into this.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I've been a software developer for pretty long time now, I guess. I worked for a lot of Fortune 500s, worked for startups. The last couple of years, I did a lot of consulting and was doing stuff with, PwC was one of the companies I consulted for a long time. Did a lot of projects and ran them, and met one of my co-founders there doing consulting projects. Just kind of all over the place in terms of different projects, but I've worked for Target and Kroger, so I have a lot of experience at these big retail companies, which has kind of helped in the Shopify D2C ecosystem, understanding how they all work, really.
I love that.
That's so good. So where did the idea come from? You always want to hear, everyone loves a good origin story. Love the product. We've been talking about it, backstage, obviously, before we got started today for the last little bit. And then, of course, researching what you got going on. And your concept's simple and clean and to the point and actually makes it happen. I love it. How did you make something like this?
The idea came from Abe Wilkie, our CEO. So Abe's the guy who started the company. He got the first angel check. I've known Abe for 10 years or something. And it was September maybe August or September 2021. He calls me up and he's like, I've got this idea for this app. And he started explaining it to me. I was like, yeah, that sounds cool. I kind of like my job right now, so I don't know if I'm going to do this. And then he called me a month later. He was like, I got $400,000 in seed money. Let's do this idea.
Whoa.
I was like, okay, I'll do it. No, and then I roped our other co-founder into it, and then he kind of convinced me to double down on it. So we all kind of coalesced around Abe.
That's awesome.
So who has the content background? Who? I mean, has somebody played in this space? Did Abe play in this space? Because ultimately,
Abe did.
Okay.
Yeah. He ran marketing for some e-com stores. He's done a couple of startups, different roles before. And he was like a fitness influencer in LA for a while.
Oh,
there
cool.
you go.
Yeah.
Same, can't you tell? Yeah.
The world needs more fitness influencers in LA.
Yeah. Right.
That's awesome. Yeah. I had to move to the South because I appear fit when I come here. So now I'm a fitness influencer.
So talk about how this works, right? I mean, I think what y'all's mission is and is really cool. I think it's a lot of different than most influencer platforms. I feel like most influencer platforms going after the big fish, million, the 10 million, the Alex Earls or Alexis Earls of today's world. But I feel like that's not what y'all are really focused on. So let's talk about that.
Right. Yeah. So, for example, one of our customers is G Fuel, which is like a gaming drink brand. Yeah. So anyway, their customer base is like rapidly loyal to them and super excited about representing G Fuel. So for us to partner with them, I mean, every person who checks out on G Fuel post this on TikTok and get paid, and then like a like a significant percentage of them do, and we pay them based on views. So it's almost like a loyalty program in a lot of ways. It gets the customers excited, it gets them loyal, it floods TikTok with stuff about G Fuel, and it's just like this really interesting way for them to kind of bring up brand awareness, stay relevant. Now, obviously, it also works with like a smaller brand with smaller, or let's say like more unknown.
Yeah.
Because it's also getting you UGC, so they can take those videos that people are making and they can download them. They can run them as Facebook ads or Instagram ads on a different platform.
Okay.
They can pay the creator more to do more videos for them. They can create like a more long-lasting relationship, but it just kind of lets you interact with these smaller, what you might call like micro influencers, and if they come from your existing customer base, they probably already like what you're doing, and you're not like going out and cold prospecting creators.
It's interesting too, because you have some of these even brick and mortar companies that are now having to dabble in the e-commerce space and in a specific community. Like if you're in ATL and there's 4 locations of a specific, bakery or whatever, coffee shop that you love. I mean, they can do that at that level, right? I mean, where's the tipping point of like influencer to dollars or influences to dollars, right? Is it 100 people, 5,000? What does that kind of look like?
It's a good question. I think it depends on every brand, and it depends on every, like, I think definitely. So if you're a bakery and you have a couple locations in a local area, a random, let's say just the average person with like 200 followers on Instagram or something, or whatever it is, every view they get, those are super highly relevant to all of their followers and context. So the value of those is extremely high.
Yeah.
It's now, if it's online and it's a D2C brand, it can be all over the place, like depending on how niche and specific it is.
Yeah.
I think it really depends on the business. But I mean, if you compare 1-to-1, like a massive influencer or something like that, compared to like a small influencer with a more, let's say, more engaged audience, and that would just be really anybody with a random Facebook account or Instagram account or TikTok account or whatever, their audience is going to be more engaged on average than a person with 1 million followers.
Yeah. The percentage of views to followers, the greater or the lower that gap is, really in theory, the greater the influence is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. That makes sense. Sorry, Taylor, I didn't mean to cut you off, buddy.
No, go ahead. And again, for those of you who are watching, all 3 of y'all with my mom, Jake is very glitchy on my screen, so we're trying to not talk over each other. So Jake, keep going.
Sorry, he's out with the horses and stuff right now. That's why
I'm out west.
Yeah, kicked your satellite.
Yep.
Yeah, so I know that so much of what you're talking about is TikTok specific influence, but then you've mentioned now Instagram, Facebook, is there LinkedIn? Does it have to be generated first through TikTok and then reshared? Talk a little bit just kind of about that. If for whatever reason, if someone watching here is like, I've got 3,000 followers in Atlanta on my Instagram, and then whatever. How do I get started? What does that look like, right? Or
I think that,
Michigan,
yeah,
right? Yeah, boom.
No, I think the observation of your the size of your following versus the engagement rate. I think it holds true on most platforms.
Yeah.
It depends on the algorithm, obviously. Like maybe TikTok actually is kind of the opposite of all the other ones in an interesting way, and that the followers don't actually matter that much. They all have their nuances. Like Instagram, probably followers matter the most because everybody does stories now, and stories always appeal to your followers, and a large percentage of your followers look at stories. Whereas on TikTok, it's a little bit more egalitarian, where the algorithm shows it to people, and if people engage with your video, it can wildly go out to a lot of other people, just in a way that none of the other platforms will distribute content.
Right.
So it's very, I mean, it's very interesting. That's why we went with TikTok, because we were trying to, I guess, capture that virality of it. One interesting thing about TikTok is the content. It's like a great content filter and testing ground, because if something goes viral on TikTok or gets like some traction, it'll get like a huge amount of traction on the other platforms, because TikTok's algorithm is better than all the other ones at exposing virality.
That makes sense.
That's kind of like the playbook of a lot of these brands, is they get a piece of content on TikTok, test it. If it works, they take it and then run it as an ad on Facebook and Instagram and whatever.
Yeah, I kind of do the same thing, to be honest with you. So that makes sense. I got a question, Aaron. And we may have covered this, and I'm too concerned at looking at Jake's glitchiness. But the title of this show is going to be called Glitch with Bounty. But basically, so let me ask you this: have we talked about this? So like, how does somebody like so my mom runs social media at my dad's restaurant, right? Like, and I always try to view product through my mom's eyes. Like, how does my mom use Bounty, or how does my dad's restaurant use Bounty? Like, can you walk us through the sign on, sign up to how it works?
Well, today she could not use Bounty because we're
Mom.
Shopify app only.
Okay.
Hopefully in the future.
So it's direct to consumers. Like they got to be using Shopify to use Bounty.
Yeah, we are starting to do retail partnerships, but most of these people they're probably like retail and Whole Foods or something, and then they also have a Shopify store where they do D2C. So you can get their product directly from them on their Shopify store, or you can go into the grocery store, and we would have like some kind of QR code on their packaging, and then there's probably like a little, post and get paid thing on their packaging. They scan it, they go to our site, they see, hey, if you post a video about this, we'll pay you X number of dollars minimum, and then we'll pay you more if you get more views. That's kind of how it goes for the user. That's what they're going to see.
Yeah.
On a Shopify store, it's much simpler, because all they have to do, if you're a brand owner, you install our app, you enable whatever widgets you want to enable. So we just enable the thank you page. And then on the thank you page, your customers are going to start seeing a call to action that says, post this item to TikTok, we'll pay you. You can say how much you want to pay them minimum per video. So we always pay people like a minimum, whether it's $5 or $20. You can change it however you want. Some brands have it set to like $50 because they really want to incentivize people. And then once the order is delivered, we start sending them reminders like, go ahead and post this if they opted into it. And then you'll be able to see and review the content coming through.
Okay, real quick, Jake, before you say something, I'm gonna say something. Like Jake and I are texting right now. We're like, hey, this is cool. Like, we should use this at Unicorn Finders, but we can't use it at Unicorn Finders because we don't do Shopify. But if we sold, let me ask you this: if we sold a mug, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have these cool mugs, right? We need to send you one. So let's say we have these mugs and we use Shopify to sell the mugs.
Yeah, you could do that.
Okay, Jake, take notes. So how will that work? Walk us through this one more time. So like if somebody buys a mug,
they see on that checkout page, they see,
how did you get here? How did you get to our page? All right, it came through this, right? Does it tag it that way?
So yeah, so you came to Unicorn Finder Shopify store. You saw the mug, you bought it.
Okay.
Thank you page is like what you see after you put the credit card in, everything. Yeah. And then on there, you're going to see like a little widget that says, post this to TikTok, get paid.
Got it. Post.
From there on, you just sign up. We show your order and we say, hey, this will be when this is delivered, we'll text you a reminder. And then once it's delivered, we start texting you and we're like, hey, you sign up to post this on TikTok. Remember, you can get $20 if you post this.
$20 every time, or just a one-time $20? And then
that's the first time incentive per store. Okay. And then after that, after the first time, we pay you based on views only.
Got it. That makes sense.
And then how does that work on our end? Do we don't have, so because I like this idea. I really do. And I'm trying to get my pre-algebra and college brain wrapped around this. Because a quarter is obviously half of the year. Whatever. But so do y'all handle all the back end stuff? Because
we handle everything. Yeah.
Oh, okay. And then would Unicorn Finders pay you all?
So it's a Shopify app, so you actually just pay your Shopify bill, and then we bill you through their billing system.
Got it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
It just comes through as different usage charges for each video, and you can see what video it was that charged that. You can ban creators if you don't ever want to get a video for them again or something. Like we have protections in place.
This was terrible.
Yeah. It's happened.
So I guess this kind of parlays my next question. How are y'all making money? Like, how do y'all generate revenue as a company?
So we make a subscription fee, and we also charge a small service fee for each video because we're passing through the payment. So we have to pay like multiple payment fees. So we charge somewhere between 10 and 20%, depending on what plan you're on, for a service fee. And then we also charge like a review fee, which is about $1 or $2 per video. So we review the content, we approve it or deny it, we pay them, we deal with taxes for them, we pay up the creators through our payment system. Like all that stuff is done. You just see the bill for it on Shopify.
Cool.
Okay. Interesting. Wow. So what? Okay. All right. Yeah. All right. So, because the two sides of it here. So the way that I'm understanding is that if I'm on the Shopify side and I have an e-commerce site, I can turn on your service and I'll enable my already existing customers post acquisition to say, hey, when you get this in, you can share this, and then I can incentivize them to do it through you. Mm-hmm. But if I'm on the buyer side and I want to become, hey, these are some products that I love and get behind, is there a way for me to jump into that proactively, or do I have to go through the buy process first?
Yeah, you can go, if you just want to be a creator, you can go to our site, bounty.co, and then you can go to the shop page. So it's like bounty.co/shop.
Okay.
And it shows all of the stores that are participating in our network. Yep. It shows the minimum payout for the first time you post.
Yep.
And what you can do today is you can just go directly in and buy anything from their store that's enabled.
Yeah.
And we show the products that are enabled for Bounty on there. In the future, what we will have is a way for creators to go in and message a brand and say, hey, I want to work with you. And then the brand can choose to send you free product so that you can just make a video. We have gifting. So gifting is another big thing in the D2C creator space. What a lot of brands do is they send out free products to creators, right? Yeah. I think you've probably seen this, people doing unboxing videos and all that, right? This is a common thing. Because we are tied into Shopify, if they want to send a gift, they just say what the gift is, configure it, and then they can just say, boom, send a gift. And then we handle all the stuff with taking the address and all that and making sure.
Jake.
Yeah, this is a big pain for people. So because we're a Shopify app, it's extremely easy.
Yeah, and the taxes by state is also a pain in the butt.
All that stuff's very annoying. Yeah. So we do the gifting flows. So what we're going to have eventually is in the and this is just like there's just priorities of different things to do. But yeah, we're gonna have it so every creator can go and indicate their interest in a brand, and hopefully the brand will either send the free product or give them an ability to work with them somehow.
And then you all verify. I know they send the video to you to verify the video prior to them posting it. What's that turnaround time look like?
It's not prior to posting it. They post it, it goes live, and then we just review it.
Got it. Okay, cool.
We try to make it as frictionless as possible.
Hit the criteria to get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow. Okay. And I know I asked this earlier. I don't feel like I got quite a full answer on this. It was like, it's just from the influencer side, just TikTok though, right? Is right now.
Today it's just TikTok. Soon it'll be Instagram Reels and Stories. We're working on that right now.
Got it. Okay.
Awesome. And then you kind of answered my last question I was going to ask, was kind of what's future state, anything exciting aside from that. And then also we got a comment from Michael. This is brilliant. I mean, it's really awesome idea that I'm glad it is a thing right now. So there you go. Real time feedback.
Michael.
So is there anything, kind of wrap it up here? And Aaron, I mean, thank you again for coming on, man. I'm pretty stoked about this, and I definitely want to try to integrate it with what we're doing. But is there anything exciting coming up to be on the lookout for? Obviously Instagram, but anything else that you can share?
We have a lot of retail partnerships in the works that should be fun. So I would say probably around LA, there will be some stores that'll have things that'll say, post this on TikTok and get paid.
Yeah.
But,
I mean, because that's an interesting thing. If you're in a retail store and they happen to have a Shopify, you can QR code it right there and be like, sign up to pay. Send things out, right? So
it's a good retention thing for brands.
Yeah, for sure. It'd also be interesting to tie that into their Square loyalty programs as well, right? So
I love it. Well, Aaron, thanks for coming on, man. We appreciate it a ton. We'll get Grant to follow up with you, probably schedule a follow-up call, to be honest, and see how we can probably integrate you all, because we want to get our name out there and do more coffee mugs at least. So we'll definitely talk. Cool. All right, brother.
Yeah, stick around, friends. We're gonna give our comments on Bounty and kind of the next thing. But yeah, it was great chatting with you here today. And thanks for joining us.
All right.
Thanks.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. See you, brother.
Bye.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I'd love to know what y'all think. That you watching the video, obviously we had some good comments in there. Any insights or tips that you would recommend as a potential consumer, or if you were already a consumer of this on the brand or the user side, we'd love to be able to help compile those and send those to the founders of Bounty over there. But yeah, for a year in, right? What a great concept, like to simplify something that is otherwise unattainable to a lot of people. You get into that higher follower, higher reach thing. You have agents reaching out to you to negotiate this stuff on your behalf, right? But to be able to make it accessible, it's better for the brand and better for a potential influencer as well.
Well, and my thing too, again, I want to give a shout out to Alex, Bill, Michael, Mel, my guy, Morgan, Erica, right? Like this product really suits us, because no one's going to be repping a damn Unicorn Finders mug that has got 3 million followers on TikTok.
Yeah.
But that's not who we're trying to go after, Unicorn Finders, right? We're very niche. We're very community based, 1+1 type situation that what we're trying to do. And so I think the emphasis, and I've seen this too on a lot of these content creation email newsletters I get, is I think the world is starting to wake up, seeing that some of these people with 3 million followers on TikTok, like if you actually know how TikTok works, and Aaron mentioned this, TikTok, it doesn't necessarily mean influence. It means entertainment, right? If you have 5 million followers on TikTok, to me, that means you're more entertaining than not, right? But it's like, what does your community look like? And again, you and I have talked about this. Me, you, and Dan presented this on, Vaco's ETW, right?
Yeah.
Of community, and it's not about follower count. And so I think this Bounty program, platform is fantastic.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, to your point, I think it's better than for the brands themselves that are really just not getting the bang for their buck. I mean, it's subtle. It creates a buzz maybe when you can get it onto someone like, with a few million followers. But unless you're like a few million followers with an actual name, like, Kim Kardashian or any digital sports or anything like that, that carries weight. But if you just randomly have 5 million followers and you're only known as being a TikTok influencer, it's harder to be, unless you're in your niche, right, to like convert to dollars, like convert to a sale, right? And I think that that's probably the hard part for so many of these companies. They're like, I just spent 10 grand this month on influencers. I didn't see my sales change at all. Yeah. Versus, hey, these people I spent 10 grand across 200 influencers actually in my city,
yeah,
in my whatever. And
yep.
you can convert that like that,
100%. Alex comes in here, goes, I'm definitely going to need to add to my mug collection. All right, man, we'll get that set up. And I agree. It seems like post lockdown, the way people use social media. Yeah. I mean, it's, don't get me started. This is obviously the world I live in, but yeah, I mean, social media now is not social. It is now like TV stations. Like Instagram is CNN, TikTok is, ESPN. I mean, the channels are more broadcast and actually social, which is for us at Unicorn Finders, like we're not really concerned about having these huge, large streams because we just want to build a community of founders to kind of help each other. And we're definitely trying to roll more stuff out. So yeah, I think it's incredibly important. I think you got to have the community aspect too.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, speaking of the community aspect, feel free to share this video on anywhere that you would watch or follow anything. Yeah. Not a big deal. So
sweet. All right, brother. Well, Jake, stay on. We can chit chat for a quick second. But y'all, thank you again for tuning in today, Unicorn Finders. Hope you learned something. Go check out Bounty. Go connect with Aaron. And we have a lot of great guests upcoming. I did a quick call with our community manager yesterday. We are booked out till late April. Yep. A lot of really cool guests. We got a nightclub software company basically trying to reserve in lines, like trying to reserve.
Fast passing a nightclub like Disney.
Yes. Yeah, they're coming on. I'm a part of another community, so he's
Bill's
coming on.
I was about to ask him this question. Sorry to derail that, but yeah, Bill, the banning of TikTok that's going around right now. I was about to ask that same question of how that was going to impact. I didn't think that was more of a true founders, the business side's question on there. But yeah, they better hustle to get Instagram on, right? Because that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So anyways, a lot of great guests coming up. We got an AI company coming up. We got obviously the nightclub. We got, believe it or not, we are in chats with Zencastr. Boom. Zencastr just got their Series B. For those of you, Zencastr is huge in the podcast community, and I just shot my shot with their founder, and he responded. So we're gonna get them on. So all right, y'all. Enough of me running my mouth. Y'all have a great one. We'll see y'all next week. Peace.